Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of In Moderation, Ars Technica. So as you can see, the Smeltery has gotten a lot of work off camera. I think I did make a replay file of it, but I'll be honest, it's been like 2 weeks since I've last been in this world to actually work on this, as I realized I recorded episodes 1 through 4 all back to back to back, and I was like, oh, wait a second, I should probably upload these before I start doing more, or else if people want to make like suggestions in the comment section or stuff, they won't see those until like 5 episodes from now. That's insane. I don't want that for anyone. So I decided that I was going to stop playing that much for a little bit while I just worked on the Smeltery and such. But as you can see, the Smeltery is almost finished. And also, while we were out, I also decided to go ahead and get myself some rabbits. Yes, I hopefully will, by the end of today, have myself the fortune spell, or the luck glyph, I guess is what I should say in Ars Nouveau. That should hopefully get me fortune on my book, and I can go ahead and get some more diamonds and stuff like that. That will be really helpful, if at all, today. But also, we can get bundles now because we have rabbit hide, which I am also very excited for. Let me go ahead and eat a hamburger first. Anyways, time to breed you up, rabbits. Well, that didn't work out as planned. Literally none of them dropped any rabbit's foot, but we'll be able to breed them again soon later. So hopefully we can go ahead and get some at a later date. But with all that being said, I am still not completely done with the factory. Now, the factory for the most part is done at this point. However, it is missing one block that I deem crucial to complete the overall build of this, and that would be Blackstone. So today's episode, I am wanting to complete this Smeltery's design. And to do that, we got to visit the Nether. And while we are in the Nether, I also want to get other stuff that are going to be helpful for Create and also Ars Nouveau, which entails getting a tier 2 spellbook and also getting blaze burners. And on top of that all, I also want to start getting source collection up and running. And with that, I probably will be using the volcanic one in order to get my source started, at least, as I usually go for source berries and starbuncle in order to create source, but I realize that like most of the time I actually don't need as much source as I think I do. But hopefully with the fact that there is a source generator for create in this mod pack, hopefully I will actually be able to use some of that source this time around. So in order to get started, we obviously need to go ahead and make ourselves another portal, but I am running low on obsidian. And because of that, I do want to go ahead and actually start another mining trip, as it has been a while since I have actually done some mining in this world. And I'm wanting to get started on resource generation really soon, and I think in order to do that, I need a lot more blocks already in order to start with like building and the structure of everything that I want to do, because the spawn area over there, trust me, is going to have a lot of stuff in it, and it's 3x3 chunk area. But so, because I want to get some mining done, I say let's start this episode off with a mining and minutes segment. Hello and welcome to Mining in Minutes with MrObbymage. So, while this episode that you guys are seeing right now, this was recorded 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. And if you guys probably saw my community post not that long ago, well, actually, probably it's been a month at this point. Geez. I was going in for surgery. So I guess probably for this amount of minutes, we can talk about that, because that probably came out as a surprise of like, oh, okay, so this guy who just started uploading mod in Minecraft and now he's going into a surgery. Yeah, I've been having problems with my foot for like ever since I was probably like the last 2-3 years. My ankle specifically, my foot was like misaligned. It ended up being, if I remember correctly, it was tarsal coalition in the middle facet is what it was. And I've been basically on disability for a very long time until that was resolved. I recently got the surgery for it. Unfortunately, for the longest time, I thought that my condition was something completely separate. and it caused it to be to where like one doctor said that this is a permanent thing that I'm going to have to deal with the rest of my life. Until like around April, I went over to another doctor and they said, oh no, this is actually a very fixable issue, very solvable just with a little surgery. And it was very little surgery. Like, I think the entire procedure took only like 90 minutes at most. And that's from me falling asleep to waking up because I was under anesthesia the entire time. But yeah, so that's a little bit of what was going on in the background. I had episode 5 and 6 already recorded before my surgery. And I'm did debate just kind of like combining them into one episode, but there's so much content, especially with episode 6, that is like a very big milestone in the series because that's when we're going to be finally starting the automation process of a lot of things. So yeah, I wanted to still keep them separate overall. But that being said, both of those are going to sound very different probably from when episode 7 is released, because episode 7 I haven't even recorded yet, and that's on purpose because I'm wanting to get these 2 episodes out beforehand. So yeah. Overall, this mining in minutes, I cannot remember how many diamonds and stuff I got because it was literally like almost 2 months ago that this was recorded. I do know recently that it was either between episode 5 and 6 that I did get a good amount of diamonds. But I cannot remember for the life of me how many I have right now in the series while I am recording this. But either way, I am very much looking forward to getting back onto like creating more Let's Play videos, creating more content for the channel. I really do enjoy the single player experience that I have going on right now, especially in moderation, and I am looking really much forward to seeing more and more how this series progresses over time. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys stay tuned for more to come. All right, we're back from the mining trip. So if you were watching closely, you probably saw 2 things. One, I got an enchanted bow. Power 2 and breaking 2, really nice. Also got 2 other broken bows, so I'm going to combine that. And that should help us with our nether expedition really easily. But the other thing you might have probably noticed is that we had these drop from some of the zombies, leather scraps. And as you can see here, I have since last episode added the mod Silent Gear. Now, Silent Gear is very similar to Tinker's Construct back in the day, where it allows you to make weapons, tools, and a bunch of assorted stuff that you can that are tool focused, allowing you to add modifiers and a bunch of other stuff. Now, the main reason why I added this is because of the hammers. I am wanting to use the hammers a ton. It's going to be helpful, very much so, when it comes to mining out areas for like the trains and stuff like that. It will be just a very useful tool to have, and also way better off than having it on just a spell for Ars Nouveau. That being said, while we were also down there, I did not get any obsidian, which is quite unfortunate since, you know, I need that for going to the nether. But luckily, just over yonder, there is a lava pool here, and I think I'm going to just use this in order to get the obsidian I need for this portal here. We have to also find out where we want to place the nether portal. Probably be best to have it in like a centralized location of some sort. I don't know. But either way, let's just get on with getting this obsidian. All right, so we got ourselves 20 obsidian, and I realized I did not bring any blocks for me to build up with. That's fine, though. But either way, we got ourselves some obsidian now, so I think it's time for us to go start making the nether portal. I think I would like the nether portal to be somewhat possible to go into, like, from the train station, as I do think that having a nether train will be useful at some sort of point. But I don't know where I want the train station to even be yet. I'm thinking that peninsula right over there. But until then, I think it's best just have our nether portal like over here-ish somewhere. And last we need to flint. Actually, I wonder, can I use the ignite spell in order to light this portal? Hold up. We're going to try this. Does not seem so. What if I create a new spell that is literally just ignite? So touch and then ignite, create. Ah, that's so nice. Well, now I have a useless spell here. Before we go into the nether, though, I do want to make some more food. I did have hamburgers that I made last time that I needed food, but I think with what I have currently, I don't have any beef anymore, but I do have a lot of chicken. So I think it might be more beneficial in order to go ahead and make some barbecue on a stick, as I have tons of sticks already and tons of tomatoes and onions as well. In fact, the thing that I'm most out of is chicken, which that's unfortunate, but whatever. We'll be back here soon anyway, so we can get some more when we get back. All right. I think that is everything I need in order to get started with my nether expedition. Hopefully I don't end up somewhere just disastrous, really. I do not want to have to deal with, like, hoglins right off the bat. All right. Let's get this roll on. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, this is not a nice and pretty spawn at all. I mean, it's great because we got blackstone right here, which is something that I do need, but I am right next to a lava pool. Let me go ahead and just like cover that up. In fact, I'm also going to go ahead and break these, as I don't want to take damage every time I step out of my portal. Luckily it's all shallow, but here. Okay, that gives us some walking space at least. Ooh, we got glowstone right there. Ooh, I'm going to get some of that. Ooh, but we're right above. This actually might be good, though, because this might count as an infinite lava source. Oh. If it does, I likey. I likey if it counts as infinite lava source. Get some just glowstone dust for now, just so that way I have some for if I ever need it in the future. 16 should be good enough for now. I just need it for, like, specific recipes for the time being. Now is the hard part. We have to go ahead and try and find ourselves a nether fortress, as well as just an open, open area that isn't wanting to kill me constantly. I swear, I still have not gotten a single saddle from this entire game, this entire playthrough so far. But it would be really beneficial to have one right now. There's some nether waste over there, so I think that is where I want to build up next to. In fact, how about we go ahead and make these into slabs so we have a little bit more. I think first things first, we should be marking out our area of where we go with like some block that's not typically around here. So let's just go ahead and do that with some cobblestone for the time being. Oh, a gas. Can I get return to cinder? Come on, stay there. Okay. Yeah! Return to cinder! Ah. Unfortunately, we don't have the tears music disc drop from that yet. All right, nether quartz is one of the few things that I do need in order to get the mage spell book upgrade. Oh, crimson iron. I will gladly take that too. I do want to take the soul sand from here as well at one point. But I think what I need to do first is just go ahead and try and find another fortress. Hello, good guest. Ah, thank you for your tears. I wonder if the Ars armor counts as gold. I don't think it does, but then again, they're not bothering me. So I guess it has to. Well, that is very helpful. Oh, there's some scoria over there. Huh, that will look nice. Actually, ooh, that would actually look nice. What am I talking about? I should go and get some myself. I just remembered I actually need to get some of this netherrack here, as I do need it for blaze burners. Oh, yeah, scoria looks real nice. I'm gonna take back some of this to see how well it would look textured with the smeltery. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I am really scared that these skeletons are gonna have like punch 1 bows, and it's just gonna be GG for me. That's what I'm really scared of right now. Another basalt delta. I haven't even been marking my place, actually. I should probably go back to doing that. Maybe backtrack a little bit. Hold up. Oh, here we go. Nether fortress. Exactly where I need to go. Now, I need blaze rods and I need... Actually, I think it's just blaze rods, right? Because I don't have the iron sheets to make myself a blaze burner, so I think it's just blaze rods. Unfortunately, I need to go over there because I am not bridging across that gap with the blazes. Potentially gonna knock me off. Hey, buddy. Hey, you wanna... Yeah, you stay there, actually. There is a better place right over here. And going for the kill, going for the kill, going for the kill. How did you not... Okay. Axe crits don't exist, apparently. This is a very small fortress now that I'm looking at it, though. Don't even think it has a treasury room on this. But it might be good for a wither skeleton farm at some point, so... Well, actually, it does have 2 paths here. This one looks like it leads to a dead end, though. And where does this one lead to, though? Because if I can go ahead and find myself a nice treasure room, that would be very helpful. Ooh, a blaze spawner. That would also be very helpful. Nope, it's not a blaze spawner. I'm just dumb. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, there we go. Treasure. What on earth is with this nether fortress? Yeah, this nether fortress, I guess, just loaded faultly, I guess? Because this is supposed to be the treasure room where you get, like, saddles and iron horse armor and stuff, but it was completely cut off, it seems, by, like, the generation of it. Which sucks. I was hoping we would at least get a saddle. Oh, well. We got at least what we kind of came here for, but I kind of wanted more. Whatever, though. Let's just go back to the overworld. Ah! Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't a giant fall. Ah. Yep, I hate this place. Ah. Well, I got what I came for. Let's go back now. All right, so I think with everything now, we just have to go ahead and make a couple quartz blocks here. And now we can go ahead and make our mage spell book. And boop. Ah, that is nice. How many diamonds do I have left? 6. Now with Mage Spellbook, we can unlock a bunch of new glyphs, which are going to be extremely useful for later on. Things like luck or extract, which basically give us fortune and silk touch, as well as AoE, also going to be very nice. Dampen can be very nice as well. Just a bunch of useful stuff. But unfortunately, we need very specific things for it. Emerald for extract, not going to be that much of a problem. The rabbit's foot for luck is going to be a problem because I still have not gotten a rabbit's foot from killing these bunnies yet. I did, though, get enough hide for us to finally go ahead and make ourselves a bundle. So this should be helpful for making any more future exploration easier. I don't have enough strain. Well, guess we will do it some other time then. Either way, I did want to go ahead and see what Scotia looked like with the actual smeltery up here. So I feel like it will look very nice, like an in-between between Deep Slate and Blackstone. Like, it already looks super, super nice. Oh, might have to incorporate it in the build somehow. Let's see what variants we have for it. Okay, not too many. The Scotia pillars kind of look very nice, though. Scotia pillars as a possible trim, possibly? I don't hate it. It does make it look cleaner, but I don't like, because we already made this look pretty messy, mixing cobble deep slate and the vertical bricks into it. I don't know, this kind of makes it feel a little bit too clean. We got polish, we got cut. Ooh, what does cut look like against next to some of these, actually? Hold on. Ooh. That would be a nice gradient block. Okay. For the time being, let's just go ahead and keep it the way it was. But I definitely think that we might turn this into gradient, possibly, as this looks extremely, extremely nice. But we still need to get some blackstone so that we can at least finish off the ceiling in here. And if we want to do a gradient, I think blackstone would be the natural thing to move it into from Scotia. So yeah, time to go mine up some blackstone and hopefully get finished with the smeltery here. All right, guys, so I am back and we just got done with the smeltery here. Put in the ceiling, I decided to go with Scotia instead of using Blackstone because, as you probably saw during that footage, I did test the two and I did kind of like the Scotia a little bit better. You also probably saw I used this wall as a test guinea pig to see if I could do a gradient real well. I'm still not the best at making gradients, so I didn't want to try to attempt it with this building, especially because this building, frankly, is a very small scale building compared to what like you would normally see gradients in. So didn't really want to test it on this building specifically, but either way, we finally got the smeltery done. So that means we can check off, make the smeltery, visit the nether, and get the tier 2 spell book. We still need to go get blaze burners, as blaze burners are going to be crucial for us in Create, especially because we need to start working on getting our factory up and running. So that way we can start producing stuff and not having to go and get stuff every time that I need to make something. But also, I want to get started on source collection. So the way that we are going to be doing that is that we're going to be using the volcanic source link. Now, this is a item which allows, if I remember correctly, lava or blazing wood or blazing archwood to be converted into source. And that's going to be very useful for us early game. I think that definitely later on we're going to be switching to the agronomic one, because I plan a huge farm for this over at the spawn area. I'm wanting to farm up every crop imaginable because I want to have a vast quantity of food always ready for whenever I need to have it. So that's going to be a plan in the future. However, that is not the plan for today because I still need to go and design that building. So anyways, I think it's time for us to get started with getting some source. And with all the materials put together, we got ourselves a volcanic source link. All right, so now with this, we're going to be able to go ahead and create source for ourselves. The first thing that we are going to want to do, though, is we're going to want to create a couple more pedestals, I believe. That way we can have something that's always sitting there and basically like loop it around, possibly with create belts at some point. But I think for the time being, it's just going to be a smarter choice to go ahead and use the volcanic source link on like next to a platform or pedestal. So let's go ahead and make ourselves one of those. While we are waiting for the source gems to craft, let's go ahead and also get some of this blazing archwood for us to use as fuel. And with a couple of source gems crafted now, we should be able to go ahead and make ourselves a pedestal here. Oh, actually we need to have another golden nugget. And now we should all be good. There we go. Now we should be able to start generating source with this, but we also need a source jar, which thankfully from the structure we got one earlier in this season. So now let me go ahead and go to sleep and we'll start generating some source. All right, so let's just go ahead and do it for here for right now. This is definitely going to be temporary anyway, just an easy way to get source to begin with. So if I go ahead and use this right here, that will go into here, and that should go ahead and go into here, unless if I have to set it. Oh, never mind. There we go. So now it is consuming that, and it will keep consuming those until all the source is full here. And it looks like one source log goes for 1. How about archwood planks? Does that... Okay, so it didn't increase a whole percent that time, but 2 of them went into 1%. Is that consistent? No, it doesn't look like it's consistent. All right. Oh. Does it have like leftover stuff, I guess? Residual? All right. Interesting. Interesting. I think the best thing to do next is to just hopper into the pedestal with the stuff, and that way we can get ourselves a full source jar at the very least. So with the hopper in hand, hopefully this will go ahead and just net us our 100% source jar, because believe it or not, I am not actually too concerned about getting all the source for a project right now. I just wanted to go ahead and get the source jar full for the time being. I definitely will have future plans for this source jar, especially when it comes to things in the future. But for now, I just want to get a full source jar and hopefully just save that for later uses. Let's just see what a full stack does. And we got ourselves a full source jar now. Ooh, hell yeah. Let's go ahead and put this back on the table in our bedroom. That way we can just save it for safekeeping for the time being. Well, actually, now that I think about it, this will help speed up the imbuement chambers, and I don't know if I really want that right now. Speaking of which, I should just go ahead and replace this while I'm thinking about it. But even still, even if we use this source to speed up the process of it, should actually be very nice. That way we can just speed up the process of crafting the source gems, which are basically used for everything in Ars. So that is going to be very, very nice indeed. Oh, baby, we just got ourselves some rabbit foot, and actually 2 in that last batch that I just killed. So hopefully that means if I can actually go ahead and place the actual correct scroll here, luck, select, and boop. Ah, yes. I can finally go back down and get those diamonds that I skipped over in the first segment of this video. And locked. Let's also go ahead while I'm thinking about it. I have 1 emerald, which means 1 for extract as well while I am thinking about it. And now we should have both Silk Touch and Fortune, which is super, super, super great. So go ahead and do that. We're going to luck, 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 luck. And that would be 4 times Fortune, if I remember correctly, on whatever I break. Oh, that is going to be so, so nice. All right, so we are at the bridge again. And I think what I want to do for the design of this bridge is mix in jungle and oak as the basket woven from the chipped mod. I think that, alongside just some rope there for a little bit of a hanging bridge support, will look really, really nice. The only problem is that the things don't stop you from falling off, so you gotta be careful still. But yeah, I want this bridge to just like slope down, come back up, and look like it's being held on by just rope itself the entire time. Now, with that being said, these 2 do not have slab variants, which sucks because slabs, I think, would make this look way better. So that's why we got some frame slabs here. Fortunately, we do not have enough yet, though, as we do need approximately around 3 stacks in order to do this bridge. So I got to go back, craft up some more frame slabs, and then we can get started on making this bridge. Would you look at that bridge? Ain't she a beauty? Going down, then going back up. Yeah, I do like myself a really good bridge. Okay, other than a bad country accent, yeah. As I said before, this is going to be a very simple bridge, just a drawbridge. I figured might as well just use the Farmer's Delight rope. I have not decided on if I'm wanting to add slabs to this part to make it all connect. I don't really mind that it's not connecting right now. It does look kind of weird, but I feel like it'll also look weird if I add just like another half slab here. So maybe stairs or something like that. Who knows? But either way, this bridge is done. We still have another bridge to do over there. Then we have to figure out how we're going to connect to the spawn chunks over there as well. But yeah, for something that was completely not planned for this episode, we got it good. Now, we also already got our source collection done, so we only have to get blaze burners done. And home safe. And it's dark. Okay, well, almost home safe. But yes, we got our 2 blaze burners that we created. And with that, I think that should be a wrap for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Once again, as always, it has been very, very nice to have you all join me for this episode. A little bit of a weird episode. Not everything went according to plan, but we did end up getting our last thing that we needed for this episode. And starting next episode, I want to get started working on automating stuff. And these blaze burners are going to help us with that. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.